Hello everyone, welcome back to GSM Tennis. I'm co-founder Steve Andrews, and it's a really exciting weekend because we have the French Open and the finals of the French Open, Roland Garros. And I just got done watching the women's match between Sharapova and Halep, and Sharapova won in a real exciting long three-setter. And tomorrow we have the big match between Nadal and Djokovic. I don't think you can ask for probably a more exciting match. I know I'm super pumped. I'm going to be watching that. I'm going to be sitting on my couch watching, so I'm super excited for it. But let's talk about who's going to win, why I think they're going to win. I'm going to be real honest up front. I think this is a match that most people would say flip the coin. In my analysis, I always like to look at the emotional side of a player, the physical side of a player, and lastly, the mental side. I feel like all three of those things really play a huge part in a match, and they're all three things that I focus on when I'm coaching someone. And so let's look at this. Obviously, you're dealing with the best players in the world. So the comparison of each player is going to be really, really close. It's not like one player is going to be dominant in one area over the other. So looking at the emotional side first, I have Nadal at 48 and Djokovic at 52. Both, that adds up to 100. I keep it out of 100%. I'm going to give Djokovic the emotional little bit of a head start here because I think Djokovic just wants it more. Nadal is playing for his 9th time winning this, and so when it becomes the 9th and 10th and 11th, it just becomes routine. It really doesn't become something deep inside you really, really want. I'm not saying Nadal doesn't want it, but I just think Djokovic doesn't have it. He's talked about this tournament for years and how he wants it. I really think he's going to just push himself a little bit harder to get it. Going over to the physical side, I'm going to leave this 50-50. Both these guys have huge amounts of strengths. You have Nadal, who's probably maybe the fastest guy on the tour, if not the fastest, top 5. Extremely fast, so that helps him getting around on the clay court. But then on the other hand, you have Djokovic, who's a little taller and is almost like that yoga master. I mean, that guy can really spread out. He can get in those low digs. He can really slide well on the court. So I think they both have their huge advantages on the court. Nadal being fast, Djokovic can really slide and get to those long balls and stretch himself and hit winners off of those shots. Lastly, we're going to get to the mental side. And if you're looking at the mental side, I am actually going to give it to Djokovic. The reason I'm giving it to Djokovic is because if both players are playing great, I think Djokovic is better at the moment. Again, it's 51-49, so they're super, super close. I just think if I had to pick, okay, which player is going to decide the match, I think it's based on Djokovic. If Djokovic is playing bad, I think Nadal will win. If Djokovic is playing good, I think Djokovic will win. So I think on the mental side, I'm going to give it to Djokovic because I think it's based on him and how he plays. When we get over here to the actual court and looking at the players and their strategy, I'm going to put Nadal up here, and I'm going to put Djokovic down at the bottom. First, talking about Nadal, I think Nadal will do what you always expect him to do. He's going to take a lot of balls cross-court because that's his forehand to the other opponent's backhand. Even though Djokovic does have a really, really good backhand, I think this is just routine for Nadal. This is what he does. But the reason he does it is not because it's going to Djokovic's backhand, but what he wants Djokovic to do is he wants Djokovic to go down the line. And what this does is this allows Nadal to run around his backhand and get to where he wants. Nadal wants to be in this area. And when Nadal's in that area, he makes very few errors and he hits lots of winners. He can crush them cross-court or he can crush them down the line. This is where Nadal wants to be. He wants to be on the deuce court where he's hitting inside out, inside in all day long. So what does Djokovic have to do in this situation? I think what Djokovic has to do is, and he's done this before, is he's got to hit really good down the line backhands, really close to that line. But more importantly, I think he needs to attack Nadal's forehand. He needs to take that backhand and hit short balls going after that forehand. Because where does Nadal like to sit? Nadal likes to sit over here on the deuce side. He leans that way. And when he's leaning on that side, this forehand side is wide open. And if you actually look at the statistics, Nadal makes more mistakes on the ad side of the court compared to the deuce side of the court. He's not as comfortable over here. And that's why Djokovic has beat him in the last 4 matches, is because Djokovic has been hitting that angle. And I think Djokovic needs to continue doing that. So again, quick summary. Game plan for both. Nadal, I think he's going to try and set up points so that he can get to this deuce side of the court and just run the points from there. Djokovic, I think what you're going to do is I think he's going to stand real close to this baseline, take a lot of early balls. He's going to pound them down the line here, but he's also going to attack that forehand a lot. And the more he attacks that forehand, then that down the line will open up. When it comes to serving, let me erase this. When it comes to serving, I think you're going to see 2 different strategies. When it comes to Nadal, I think Nadal is actually going to be serving to Djokovic's forehand. Why? Djokovic actually has a better backhand return than forehand. He makes more errors on the forehand side. So you'll see Nadal take a lot of serves to the forehand side, but mix in a couple down the tee. So let me give you a quick example. I think Nadal will take a lot of serves here, but then I think he'll throw in a couple surprises down the tee just to keep Djokovic honest. Then with Djokovic, what I think you're going to see is I really think you're going to see Djokovic on the deuce side attack Nadal on the outside. He wants to get this slice serve going to really get Nadal off the court and then start going forward and taking that next ball down the line. He wants to get Nadal running right away to take control of that point. Again, I think it's going to be an extremely close match, really fun match. Watch it. I hope you enjoy it. I know I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be enjoying it a lot. And I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Hopefully, we're going to get an awesome match. So, until then, until next time, if you haven't joined our Facebook page, go join our Facebook page. If you haven't gone to our website, gsmtennis.com, get over there. That's where all the action is. That's where all the fun is. And that's where our community is. And we would love to have you join our community. So, like I said, until next time, have fun, play tennis, and make it a great day. Bye.